The first Ravens rookie minicamp practice just ended. We hear from Mike Green, Malaki Starks, Peebles, John Harbaugh. We got a lot of good news to talk about and a little bit of bad news to talk about, so let's get into it.
Ravens flock rundown is the place to be.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Ravens rookie minicamp practice just ended. First time we got to see the rookies on the field. There were over 60 players at minicamp practice today. Over 25 of those players were just tryouts. I said in the intro, we got some good news and bad news to talk about, so we'll just get the bad news out of the way, and then the rest is positive. The bad news is Emery Jones Jr., third-round pick, who we thought had a great chance to push for starting guard this year, has a labrum issue and is most likely not even going to be practicing until at least training camp.
It's going to be a little while. You know, he had a labrum shoulder issue that I think you guys were aware of. And so when that's going to, I don't think it's going to clear up now. You know, probably be looking at training camp, maybe earlier, but we'll just have to see how he goes. So he's not going to practice in the immediate future.
That is not good for his chance to start at guard. If you've been following this team for years, you know that if a rookie has any type of injuries throughout the offseason or throughout training camp, mini camp, you know, anything like that, they have a hard time getting some minutes on the field. We've seen this over and over again. I'm definitely not writing Emery Jones Jr. off. I mean, he could come back in training camp fully healthy, stay healthy, and look incredible. But not being able to go through rookie minicamp, not being able to go through minicamp, mandatory minicamp, you know, if we're not going to see this guy for another 2 months, it just doesn't bode well for his chances to push for the starting job. So hopefully for the best in this situation, but definitely not the news that we wanted to hear today. But let's shift over to the rest of the video, which is all positive, all exciting. We saw these guys hit the field today for the first time. Harbaugh was raving about Malaki Starks today, said he looked incredible and is extremely mature, already possesses a lot of leadership qualities, and even broke down the huddle today.
No, he threw me off with it, but it was an honor, you know, and I don't take it lightly. I'm happy I got to do it, and hopefully I can do it again. It was a really good day. Guys had really good energy. Everybody was on time to meetings. I told them just to be on time again and come out tomorrow with the same energy and just keep having fun. You know, we're all here chasing our dreams, so we're all supporting each other and just, you know, keep it going.
I think Malaki is going to make a pretty quick impact on this defense, and before we know it, he's going to be a full-time starter next to Kyle Hamilton. I think that Malaki is going to be a huge piece of this Ravens defense for years to come. Malaki also said that he has already spoken to Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith and is trying to build relationships and get close to the leaders of this defense.
We started to call and text him. He had texted me back, and then I texted Roquan as well. So I've got the chance to talk to a few guys. I just want to be a sponge. Like, they know so much football, and like watching tape, you see it. They just move so fluently. Like I had talked about earlier, like they're on a different level of like knowledge of football, and I want to get there. So just being able to, you know, be a sponge and listen.
We also heard from Peebles, and the fact that the only rookies who spoke to the media today were Malaki Starks, Mike Green, and Peebles kind of shows that they value him. I think I look at that and say that he's going to be a part of this team. He's going to make this team, because Malaki Starks, Mike Green are obvious, you know, first and second round picks, ton of talent, and then a guy like Peebles was drafted in the 6th round. He's not an early pick for us at all, but he's one of the most outspoken guys. He's already talking to the media. He seems to be an early fan favorite. And he also explained the meaning behind his name and also his nickname, Fub.
So, you know, I was named after Aeneas Williams. So, you know, growing up, my dad, like I said, always been a big football family. So, you know, seeing one of the legends named Aeneas Williams, it was just something that my parents just thought was amazing. With that being said, my brother, you know, he's named after Braylon Edwards. So, you know, it's just, we got a whole big football family, and, you know, I hope to keep that tradition going on. What the fuck? Well, you know, I got the nickname Fub when I was a little kid. So, you know, I mean, I rarely even hear my government name nowadays. But, you know, when I was a baby, I was fat and chubby. So they always called me Fubby growing up. And, you know, now that I got older, it got shortened to Fub. So, you know, I ran with it.
We also got a first look at potentially the new Ravens kicker in Tyler Loop. And he did not miss a field goal today in practice at all. John Harbaugh was super excited about him. John Harbaugh also commented on the Tucker situation, said Tucker has been there working out, and said in the next few weeks a decision will be made, but it will be a football decision, and that they don't have any more information from the investigation yet, but I guess they're expecting to hear something in the next few weeks. He mentioned that there's salary cap decisions involved and just play on the field decisions, but he said that whatever happens in the next few weeks will be purely a football decision. I still think, even reading between the lines, that Justin Tucker is going to be released. Mike Green also spoke to the media today. This guy exudes confidence, man. He seems hungry, ready to prove every team that passed on him wrong.
Coming to the Ravens was a blessing in disguise, and I live by that, and I mean that. I honestly can say I don't think there's a better program or franchise that I can be a part of than the Ravens. I feel like all my life I've been able to keep a chip on my shoulder, and I feed off of that. And I feel like just being able to go out there with just a chip on your shoulder, it means a little bit more. And I feel like just going through that process of knowing that I have potential to go somewhere, and go to a certain pick, but not. It's just something I'm gonna keep on the back of my head when I'm able to go against these other teams.
Did you keep track of the teams that maybe
every single team? Yes.
I think Mike Green is going to come in swinging, man. He's going to add a ton of juice to this pass rush room. I know he won't be an every down pass rusher for us right away at least, but I think that his situational pass rushing is going to lift this team, and the more he proves himself, builds confidence with the coaches by being there throughout the offseason, you know, flashing in training camp or the preseason. I think he's going to get a lot of meaningful minutes, and I think he lifts our entire pass rush unit to another level. We haven't had this talented of a pass rusher in a long time, probably since Terrell Suggs. So I could not be more excited about the addition of Mike Green to this Ravens defense. Harbaugh also spoke on the addition of Noteboom, which also makes a bit more sense now that we know Emery Jones Jr. has a labrum issue and isn't going to practice at all basically throughout this entire offseason until training camp. So they're going to need more offensive line depth. I already think Noteboom would make the team anyway just because of his NFL experience, but it makes a lot more sense that we signed him now with this Emery Jones Jr. information coming out. But Harbaugh spoke very highly of the addition of Noteboom.
To get Joseph Noteboom in here, a veteran, played, talented guy, played both sides, really to focus probably as a swing tackle as much as anything for us. I mean, that's kind of where we really need that veteran presence as a swing tackle, play both sides. And then, he could pop down in there and guard, but I think we'll be focusing on tackle. But really big signing for us. We're really excited. Talked to him last night. He's fired up.
And the last bit of news today that Harbaugh commented on is Zay Flowers does not need knee surgery, and his knee has healed well from natural rehab. There was a questioning heading into this offseason if he would need knee surgery because his knee wasn't completely healed at the end of the season. You know, I think he would have tried to come back, but he was not healthy, and it just sucks that he had that knee injury right before the playoffs. But he seems to be doing good. He seems to be ready to go, and he didn't need any surgery, so that is incredible news. Can't wait to see Zay out there. That's pretty much it from today, but we will also get another look at all of these rookies tomorrow. Today was just the first practice of rookie minicamp. They also have a practice tomorrow that's open to the media as well, so today's day one. Tomorrow is going to be the second half of this practice, and we'll get an even more detailed look at a lot of these rookies. But it was just really nice to see them out there in a Ravens uniform today, to hear from Malaki Starks and Mike Green talking to the Ravens media in a press conference. It just feels like football's back, man, and I could not be more excited. But let me know what you guys are thinking about everything that we talked about today. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens Flock. The Flock Rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. The Flock rundown. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame